All right, y'all. What's up? So I'm gonna I'm gonna drop some more, some more G. If you like it, if you like the video, you know what to do. Leave a like, subscribe. You know what I mean? Share it, whatever. I want to talk some more about semen retention, the lifestyle that I chose at the ripe age of 44. So, like I said, I got a couple of buddies. I don't have a lot of friends. I have one or two people that I would call friends, but I really don't have a lot of friends. I have a cousin that I talk to a lot, but I'm very low-key kind of guy, right? Very conservative and selective in terms of people I interact with. But peep this. So I was talking to my cousin the other day. He said to me, my lifestyle is unnatural. It's not natural, for a man at my age not to have a companion or somebody or a woman or whatever. And I said to him, smoking is unnatural. Drinking is not normal. Smoking is not normal. And drinking is not normal. What has happened is that we've normalized it. Drinking alcohol is normalized, but it's not normal. But people tell you it's normal. Smoking is not normal. It's not natural. Drinking, smoking, none of that is natural. But it's been naturalized and normalized. And that's what I said to him. So the point I'm making is we all do stuff that's not natural or normal, but it has been naturalized and normalized. So for me to take up the discipline of semen retention, SR lifestyle, for an indefinite whatever time, it might not be natural, might not be normal, but like the man who picks up the cigarette habit and the drinking habit, I too will naturalize and normalize semen retention. He didn't have a rebuttal for that. He didn't have a comeback for that. And I can't blame the poor guy. I wouldn't have a comeback for that myself. That's pretty witty. It's pretty clever. I think it's very adept, very skillful response that I gave him. And I don't think that, Johnny Cochran himself couldn't, as loyally as he was, I don't think he'd be able to rebuttal that. So that's one. Two, here's something else I would explain to him. That the last relationship that I got out of, which is my child's mother, that's what led me to the discipline of semen retention lifestyle. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was a terrible, terrible experience. Nobody to blame. Nobody's at fault. If anybody's at fault, it was me. But it's not a blame or a fault game. It's more of a learning life experience. It is what it is. But it was a terrible, terrible experience that I created for myself. I never blame anybody. I created it for myself. If there's a fire burning over there, a building on fire, and I run into that building and then I start screaming that the fire is burning me, whose fault is that? You idiot. Like I put myself in that fire, then I'm screaming and fighting with the said fire that is burning me. Like, bro, you put yourself in it. There's a beehive. I run over there and I trouble the beehive, and the bees begin to sting me and bite me up or whatever, and I start screaming and fighting with the bees. Like, dude, you put yourself in that, So that's my resolution and conclusion. I created these scenarios for myself, and when they turn around and bite me in the ass, I'm screaming, and there's, so now, so I was explaining to him that, right? So that's why I chose this lifestyle. Before my last relationship, which is my child's mother, I was in a relationship before that, and when that one ended, I didn't choose semen retention lifestyle. I chose unwittingly just the player's lifestyle. I was sleeping with women, literally. This is not an exaggeration. I would have a different female in my apartment every other weekend. Not every weekend, every other weekend. I mean, and I would meet women when I go jogging in the park. I used to be an avid rider. Like, I like bicycle riding. So I would go riding my bike in the park, and, I would just meet women, just randomly run into women. They're out there riding, I'm out there riding. We got something in common right there. Let's talk. Next thing you know, their legs are up in my apartment. Cheeks are up in my apartment. Cheeks are getting cracked in the apartment. And it was a repetitive thing. I'm at the museum. I see a young woman at the museum. Oh, we have something in common. We're both at the museum. Easy conversation. Easy icebreaker. Let's go. Right? And next thing you know, ass, head down, ass up, cheeks up, whatever, it's on. And I mean this literally. It was easy. I would pick up women on the. I remember I was on the train. She looked at me. I looked at her. I got off at her stop. Literally the next 2, maybe 3 days. Again, same thing. Cheeks up. Cheeks are getting smashed. Busting cheeks. It was just repetitive. I was just doing that over and over, and I would meet them every and anywhere, in the gym, wherever I was, and that was when I was, I think, about 33. I was 33 at the time. So that's what led me to ultimately meeting them, the mother of my child. She was one of them that I met. And so after her now, I'm doing semen retention. That's the lifestyle I chose. And it's voluntarily, but here's what I realized why I chose semen retention this time. Because I realized if I keep doing what I'm doing, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. I'm saying it. If I didn't wake up, if I didn't make the change, the conscious decision to change my lifestyle, the way I was moving, I would die. It's a fact. Because spilling off the seed continuously to no avail, just riotously, which means recklessly, spilling off your semen weakens you. It weakens you. And the more what weakens you the most is not just the spilling of the semen, but the diversity, meaning the various people that you're spilling your semen with, right? None of them, you have no spiritual ties with them in a positive sense, only negative, because none of them are your wives. It's all fornication. And you're sleeping with every other man that they've slept with spiritually. So you would die. And then you have the pressures of life, just the normal, natural pressures of life. If you don't have that seed, that semen, which is life force, which is power, it's the most powerful force in the universe. Sexual energy is the most powerful drive on the planet. Think about it. Men drive miles just to bust a nut. Men will kill just to get a nut off. I believe what was it? Ellen of Troy? She's, because of her, 1,000 arrows were launched, right? There's a quote, a saying, I don't remember, I'm paraphrasing it. 1,000 arrows were launched for a beautiful woman. Because of her, right, a war was started. So the vagina is a very powerful thing. It's a very, very powerful and dangerous thing if you don't control yourself. It can destroy you. It can destroy your finances, destroy your life. So that's why I had to make the change. That's why I knew semen retention is the way to go. And like I said, this month is 13 months now. 13 months on semen retention. And that means no masturbation, no pornography, just complete monk mode. Right? It's a radical change in your mentality and the way you carry yourself. Alright, so yeah, I just want to share that with you guys some more. We're going to keep it going. And remember, also keep in mind, the energy can't just be stored. You can't just let it reabsorb itself in the body and not utilize it, because energy, it's not created and it can't be destroyed. It's the first law of thermodynamics. Energy cannot be destroyed nor created. It just changed forms. So what that means is that you have to release that energy, but you're not going to release it sexually. You're going to release it constructively. So you have to make sure that exercising is important. Going to the gym, exercising, things that I do. Develop some hobbies, right? Like I'm a writer, right? I've written 4 books. I've written several stage plays. I write poetry still. So I still write. That's so creativity. I run my own business, right? So I'm putting the energy in that. So you have to make sure you have outlets that you are transmuting. It's called sexual transmutation. So you have to transmute that energy, and that means that you're utilizing the energy. You're giving the energy space to express itself, but you're using it in a noble and a more noble expression, right? You're not just allowing it to release itself in its base state. Base means its lowest state, which is just copulation, which is just sex with any and anybody you meet. Sex with various people is a destructive, it's not constructive, it's very destructive to your soul, to your sense of self, to your identity, to your manhood. It is merely a physical instantaneous gratification, and after that gratification, you are left weakened. You are completely weakened. So we want to make sure masculinity is not dead and masculinity is not toxic. Till next time, peace.